Hi everyone, Kelt here. I've had a lot of people asking me about the home remedies I use when I either get ill, which isn't very often, or when I'm exposed to stuff, when there are bugs out there going around. This is just off the cuff. I haven't made any notes. One thing I do is I have distilled water and I put more minerals into my diet because I know they say that distilled water can leach minerals out of your body. I can explain that in another video, but what I do is I put Himalayan salt. Sometimes I'll have a tiny bit in the distilled water. So what else I do is I eat vegetables. I don't eat meat nor fish nowadays, and I do eat eggs. I eat organic free-range eggs occasionally, and I eat cheese. Sometimes I'll buy something and it'll have normal cheese in it. I'm not so strict with myself, but I try to eat, when I do have cheese, I have Manchego cheese, which is sheep's cheese. So I have baked vegetables a lot. I have a lot of raw stuff in summer. I have big bowls of salad, and I quite often just eat one meal a day in the summer. Winter, I tend to have the vegetables in the form of soup, or I bake them in the oven. My favourite is sweet potatoes, just cut as wedges, baked in the oven with a tiny bit of olive oil maybe. I tend to eat a lot of mono meals, just one food at a time, and I do feel really good on that. I don't have the stomach issues that I would sometimes get, or the indigestion by mixing foods. So I'll have a big bowl of sweet potato wedges or a couple of avocados. Sometimes I've just eaten a whole lettuce, and I feel good on this. I think it's called intuitive eating. I've spent years changing from one thing to another, and now I just eat basically what I feel my body is telling me to eat. So sometimes it'll be just one food. Sometimes I won't have anything. Sometimes I'll just drink water. When I have water, I often put one drop of, and it has to be food grade, essential organic lemon oil. And you must never put very much in, one drop in a large glass of water, and you need to keep stirring it to disperse it. It's dangerous to have essential oils, to take them internally. You have to make sure it's food grade, and then you have to make sure you don't have too much. I do that instead of having lemon water, where I used to squeeze a lemon into water. I now have one drop of food grade organic essential lemon oil, because you're getting all the benefits from the vitamins in the skin that way. So I would just say eat as much unprocessed food as you can. Try and eat simply and organic when you can. Right, down to the ingredients of what I've used to get over this bug or cold or whatever it was I had. And it works most times when I get things. The main thing I do is take oregano oil. I use the Zane brand, and I will put 3 or 4 drops in a teaspoon of olive oil, pour that into water and stir it well, a small amount of water, and then follow it down with some more water, or else it can burn. I also nebulize colloidal silver or ionic silver. I know that it's very controversial. You have to do your own research on this. I don't do it all the time, but if there's something around, I'll nebulize some ionic silver. And I'll make my own. I bought the Silver Lungs generator from the States. What else? You can buy it in health shops anyway. I also take vitamin D drops in winter when I'm not getting the sun. And I take vitamin D3 with K2. You need to have the two together. And I take 3 drops once or twice a day. Vitamin C, I take liposomal vitamin C. I make my own, but lately I haven't. I've been buying the sachets, and I'll put a link to that, to the ones that I buy. The liposomal C that I used to make, I used a jewellery cleaner, and you have to have one without a sonic jewellery cleaner. You need to have one which doesn't heat up too much, because you don't want to have heat destroying the vitamin C. And also you need one that will take the right size container that you're going to do the vitamin C in. The Liposomal C is quite expensive. If you buy a pack of sachets, which will last you about a month, it is about £40. I don't know what that is in dollars, maybe 60. The silver I make myself. The oregano oil, like I said, I use the Zane brand, and you can put it on the soles of your feet, but dilute it first with olive oil. I think Bob's Best is another good brand. It needs to be the Greek Wild essential oregano oil, which it's best for it to have over 80% minimal carvacrol. That's the active ingredient. Zane has 86% minimum carvacrol. And again, Bob's Best has a minimum 80% carvacrol. If I had to choose one thing, and I could only take one thing with me if I had to go somewhere, I would take the oregano oil every time. I don't claim these to cure anything. These are just home remedies that have been around for a long time. And if you do have anything seriously wrong, or you think you have, see a doctor. Sliced ginger in hot water, just ginger tea. Cut some slices, cut about a good thumb-sized piece of ginger, slice it thinly into a cup, pour boiling water on top. And you can put honey with it if you want to, but I don't bother. Drink it as hot as you can because viruses hate heat. And that is a really good remedy. You can put lemon with it and honey. The old wives' tale of cutting an onion in half, peeling an onion, cutting it in half and putting it beside your bed and putting the other half in the room where there are going to be people or near the open window, wherever. The onion absorbs all the airborne pollutants, and just make sure you don't use it afterwards. Chuck it afterwards. I don't know how long, maybe 24 hours or 48 hours, and then chuck the onion and then use another one. Again, research, have a look on Google. Thieves oil is another one, a good hand cleanser. If you Google thieves oil, the story about that was that the judge was sentencing the thieves who were robbing people who had the bubonic plague. And he said that he would spare them a harsh sentence if on condition they gave him the secret of why they were still alive when they had been going into houses where there was bubonic plague and robbing the people and robbing the dead, basically. What they used was a mixture of essential oils, and they saturated a piece of material and tied it around their faces, and they also put it on their hands. You can make your own with rosemary oil, cinnamon oil, clove oil, lemon oil, eucalpytus oil, but you can Google that, thieves oil. But these essential oils work as good, if not better, than the hand sanitizer. And once you make it up, it will last you for ages because you only need a few drops in an ounce of water. So you don't use it neat, you just dilute it in about an ounce of water, a couple of drops. So that's what I've been doing. Again, with the oregano oil, you can get it in capsules or the actual oil. Capsules are good to take because you don't have the problem of it burning your throat on the way down. Also with the colloidal silver, I use a dropper and put a couple of drops in my ears. I use a spray and I'll spray it in the back of my throat, up my nose. I use a nasal spray. Also, you can hold a small amount of it in the back of your throat. And if you can do it for 10 minutes, it can totally get rid of a sore throat. And then spit it out. Don't swallow it. And then if you can't get any of this, if you can't obtain silver or make your own silver, sea salt or Himalayan salt with water, make a saline solution and gargle with that, or hold it in your throat if you can for as long as you can, for as many minutes as you can. So spray up your nose with the saline solution and gargle with it. If you don't have anything else, if you have salt and you have water, use that. So let me know what you think, and I would be grateful for any of your comments and your own home remedies and things that you do in the comment section. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.